of something called الزنانة? If someone knocks your roof, does that cause any physical harm for you or your family? I'm Lalaisi, and today I'll tell you how horrible it is if someone knocked your roof. Okay, let's go back to الزنانة. What is it? No, it's not a fly. Not even a bee. Yes, this is the الزنانة. You can get rid of a fly or a bee, but you'd never be able to get rid of this الزنانة, which means buzzing overhead. It is a source of daily trauma for Palestinians in the occupied Gaza Strip. The anxiety-inducing sound to Gazans' lives is this constant buzz of this remotely piloted aircraft. Drones have become a permanent fixture of life in Gaza. More than 1.7 million Palestinians confined by Israel to a small territory in one of the most densely populated areas in the world are subjected to a near continuous surveillance system. The sense of permanent exposure, coupled with the fear of being mistakenly targeted, has inflicted deep psychological scars on civilians, especially children, according to experts. But there are many more lethal dangers than that sound made by drones. According to statistics compiled by human rights groups in Gaza, civilians are the chief casualties of what Israel refers to as surgical strikes launched by drones. But what does a surgical strike mean? A surgical strike is a military attack which is intended to damage only a legitimate military target with no or minimal collateral damage to surrounding structures, vehicles, buildings, or the general public infrastructure and utilities. Despite of the Israeli claims that the intelligence provided by drones makes it easier to target those Palestinians it has defined as terrorists, a research shows that civilians are the main victims. Let's see. In 2012 attack on the besieged Gaza Strip, 36 out of 162 Palestinians who were killed then were a result of drone strikes. Of those 36, 2/3 were civilians, and furthermore, 100 were injured by drones. What about knocking the door, the roof? Knock on the roof is a term used by the Israeli Defense Forces to describe its practices of dropping low-yield devices on the roofs of targeted civilian homes in Gaza Strip as a prior warning of imminent bombing attacks to give the inhabitants time to flee the attacked structure. This tactic, referred to as knocking on the roof, euphemism for hitting a structure with loud but not destructive munitions before switching to the powerful missiles or bombs meant to level it. This tactic is just like stabbing someone with a knife before murdering him or her with a cleaver. Can you imagine? The Israeli military has argued that this practice saves lives by giving the occupants a chance to escape. Let's see. According to the Commission of Inquiry formed by the UN Human Rights Council, in one case examined by the Commission in 2012, a 22-member family including 9 children were given just a few minutes to evacuate their home after a roof knock in the early hours of the morning while they were asleep. 19 of them died because there wasn't enough time for them to escape. The commission concluded that roof knocks cannot be considered an effective warning. Eyal Weizman, director of the Israeli Forensic Architecture, said to the New York Times on the 17th of December 2018 that such warnings are delivered with the same missiles that are used elsewhere to kill. Exactly on the 17th of December 2018 that such warnings are delivered with the same missiles that are used elsewhere to kill. On the 14th of July 2018, the Israeli Air Force fired 4 warning missiles as known knocks on the roof at Al-Katiba building. Lethal warning directly killed 2 Palestinian kids, Amir al-Namira and Lu'ay Khel. Both are 14. This is their last selfie before they were targeted by the lethal warning missiles. Drones, the frontline weapon in Israeli surveillance operation, killed more than 90 Palestinians in 2006 and 2007, 461 in 2009, 199 deaths in 2012. More than 3,000 Palestinians were killed by drones until this moment. That explains the Israeli point of view, which argues that the IDF is the most moral army in the world, and that it goes above and beyond other militaries at war to avoid civilian casualties. Really. The most fundamental point on Article 57 of the first additional protocol to the Geneva Conventions, which prescribes that effective advance warning shall be given of attacks which may affect the civilian population unless circumstances do not permit. Yet it also unequivocally states that no provision in this article may be construed as authorizing any attacks against the civilian population, civilians, or civilian objects. Roof knocking likely violates the later part of the provision. Surveillance, civilian targeting, assassination, a lethal warning technique. Let me tell you who provides Israel with those drones. Elbit Systems, Israel's largest military and arms company. It profits from Israeli war crimes. In a way or another, it kills kids for profits. Palestinians call for an international embargo on the trade of weapons to and from Israel. We seek a world where solidarity, care, and justice come before weapons and profits. Okay, that's enough for today. See you. Oh, wait, if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it to let the whole world get to know the real face of Israel. See you next video.